What's going on, everyone? Hope you guys are having a great afternoon, great evening, morning, whenever it may be that you're watching this, and staying safe out there. Wanting to make a couple-minute video. Hopefully it only lasts a couple minutes. Normally I'll say it'll last a couple minutes and then it'll go on for several minutes, but wanted to kind of give you guys an update, a life update. Nothing bad's happening. I don't want you guys to think that at all, but there's some life some changes going on in my family, in the West household. Not bad changes, but just some changes. And really this video is honestly just one big long prayer request, and I'm going to talk to you why I'm asking for prayers. Me and my family, well, my wife, for you folks that have been on my channel for maybe a year or two, I've mentioned it one or two times. My wife's going to school to be a teacher. She's pretty much finished, I would say 75% of her degree of being a teacher. And at the end of summer, basically next school year, she will, it's not called this, but it pretty much is. She's going to pretty much, her last quarter of the way, the last 20% of getting the degree is going to be an internship. Basically, she'll go in class with another teacher, kind of a job shadow, if you will, and then there'll be a part of it where she'll actually teach, and then that pretty much finalizes her degree. She'll be able to begin to apply, and then she'll be able to become a teacher, which is something that I feel like God's truly called in her life, and she feels the same way, obviously. And it's always great when you have true clarity on God's calling on your life. And she had a big test today and she passed it. She has another big test coming up here in the next few weeks, and I believe that's the last big one, and then it's pretty much go time. So really where I'm leading at with this is, for you folks that don't know, YouTube is not a full-time job for me. I'm going to keep it real with you guys. I always keep it a tad more personal than probably other people that do what I do. But I work a full-time job. My wife works a full-time job. She works for the state. I work at Cummins, and YouTube's pretty much a part-time gig. It's a blessing because it's a part-time gig where, it's what I truly love, which is the weather, and I'm blessed to have it. I'm blessed to have a platform, and it's great. It's awesome. You guys are amazing. But my wife is going to have to quit her job, and she's going to end up leaving it. Quit's not really the great word for it, but she's going to be leaving it at the end of May. And then after that, for the foreseeable future, there's no time frame where she gets a teaching job, but that's pretty much it until she does get a teaching job. So what I'm trying to say is we're going to end up losing half our, a good chunk of the income. So, and guys, I know immediately people are thinking like I'm coming on here begging you guys for money. That's not what I'm doing. I'm asking for prayer requests for me and my family as we kind of venture into this new chapter of life. It is going to be challenging, but I think it'll help us more than anything. It'll help us to be better with our money. It'll help us pursue things outside that I guess take money. It'll let us appreciate maybe other things a little bit more, if that makes any sense. I hope I'm making sense. There's an age-old saying, the more money you make, the more money you spend, and that is true. We're definitely not rich by any means, not even close. But as we've made more money, we've gotten a little bit more comfortable with spending more money. I think that's a natural thing. I think a lot of people do that, not to the point where you get behind or anything. But, there is definitely going to be a lifestyle adjustment for me and my family, and we're blessed. We have everything we need. We have a roof above our heads, but there's just going to be an adjustment. We're going to be perfectly fine, and I'm going to tell you guys why we will be perfectly fine. It's because of y'all. I mean, I'm going to be real with you guys. I'm sure we would still make it. I would find a way to make it. For you folks who don't know, I worked 2 jobs from the age of 19 to 27, so I know how to hustle. And that's not blowing smoke up my rear end or anything like that, or toot my own horn, but I know how to hustle. I know how to grind, and I did it for a long time until finally I was blessed enough that I didn't have to do it anymore, and it kind of made me who I am today. But, at the same time, if it came down to it, I would get another job. But I don't have to do that because of y'all. I do not have to do that. I'll keep it real. I'm going to make enough on YouTube to kind of counter off what I lose, what we lose as a family, from my wife having to, let go of her job. And the reason she has to let go of her job is because, she's going to be doing an internship. She can't get a part-time job too, but I'm not going to make her do that, because I want her to focus on getting her degree. So, in a nutshell, we're basically taking a few steps back to take, several steps forward in the future. But it is going to be a new chapter of me and my family's life, the West household, and it's going to be challenging. But like I said, I'm not anxious. I'm not concerned about it. I'm actually, in a way, excited about it. I don't know how to explain it. I think it'll change some mindsets. It'll help us be better with our money when she is able to get a job. I think it'll help us. Not that we're in a bad mindset of doing this, that, and the other right now, not even close, but it'll help us. And I know God's going to reveal some things, and I know God's going to look out, and I have the ultimate faith that he will. But just asking for prayers, that we make good decisions. That one of the biggest worries, I guess, would be that something big breaks in the house, and we've been able to pad back a little bit of money to put in savings to prepare for this. And I've been preparing for it for 6, 7, 8 months now, and that's thanks to y'all. And I guess my prayer is that nothing huge happens that zaps up a lot of money, puts us in a little bit of a bind. Either way, I know it's always going to be okay. But so just asking for prayers for that, and for my wife as she's starting to get to go time. Sometimes, and I don't know if she'd want me necessarily saying this, but I know that we all have feelings like this. I get feelings like this, but sometimes she, starts to get nervous of whether she thinks she's going to be a good enough teacher or not. And I know for 100% fact she's going to be an amazing teacher. I know for 100% fact that it's her calling on her life. And I'm very happy and excited for her. I really am. But it's also a good thing, guys, because my wife is going to get to stay home with the girls this summer. And I'm really happy about that. And, that's exciting. Knowing my wife can spend more time with the girls and just a little bit more time for herself. My wife deserves it. She's a wonderful woman. She supported me doing this from day one, and it has been awesome. So just asking for prayers for that. And like I said, guys, I wouldn't have been able to do any of this if it wasn't for y'all, because the little bit of money that I do make from YouTube, some months are more than others, and I think you guys can probably guess which months are more successful financially for me, and that's the months where it's just more active. But summer is a very slow stretch. You don't pull in a lot, and it takes the same amount of energy, if it was a busy month. So if it wasn't for y'all, I wouldn't be able to do this. So thank y'all. First of all, I appreciate y'all, because this allows me to do what I can do and allows me to not have to get another job. And second of all, just like I said, just prayers up for me and my family. I'm excited about this, but it is a challenge. So a good challenge. God bless all y'all. Thank y'all for listening. And I'll talk to you soon.